seen something like me.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Walking with Walfinch. And today I'm very excited to introduce Sarah Stanbrook.
Hello.
Hi Sarah, MD of Walfinch Swindon and Marlborough.
Yep.
How's it going?
There's no words I thought I'd hear too regularly, to be honest.
It's so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when did your journey started with you working at Walfinch Oxfordshire?
Yep.
How long ago was that?
April 2021. So just after the rough stuff with COVID during CAN.
And I remember I was having my, I think you interviewed earlier that year.
Yeah.
And I remember it was just like quite sort of cold evening. And Cam was like, oh, will you just have a 10-minute conversation with this girl? I was like, oh, okay.
Yep, you called me in my car,
Yeah.
and I couldn't really hear you properly either.
Yeah.
And it was all a bit like, oh no.
And we, and I literally remember I was like halfway through like a homemade gym session. Again, COVID hiccup,
Yep.
hang up even, and I come out. We had this quick conversation. I was like, yeah, she sounds pretty cool, man. Like,
It's all right then.
and it was admin that you came in for, right?
Yeah, basically the care coordinator position.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I'd
what?
only done admin before.
Yeah.
No care experience.
Yeah.
So.
And so what? So you'd been in admin prior to that?
Yeah, basically admin roles all my working life really.
Wow.
And some MVQ training.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so what was the MVQ stuff in?
IT, customer service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then so we started working together. I remember the first time we met, and I was like, I remember saying to Cam, I was like, she's really good. Like, we could really do loads of stuff with this girl, Like, you've got issues in recruitment, or she's great with the IT stuff, and you sort of took all of that on, and all of the coordinating. I mean, how did you sort of feel kind of moving from the things that you had been doing into this?
No, it was good. I do remember you asking me numerous times if I would do my level 5.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
I was like, you could run this place, man. Like,
I'm very glad I didn't do that in the end,
Yeah.
considering where I've ended up.
yeah.
But yeah, it was really good to see everything.
Wow.
Not had that kind of trust
Yeah.
before to be able to get shown everything that was going on.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
Well, I think, you were a key player for many years, actually, and it was very interesting for us because actually you were one of the first kind of key players in that whole thing, and then obviously we were just getting into franchising. We were kind of a couple of years in at that point, and so you were kind of involved a bit.
Yeah,
on
I mean,
that,
I
and-
was saying to Daniel earlier that I already knew
Yeah.
so many of the franchisees
Yeah.
and they knew me. So that's like really helped me at the start now, being able to tap into
Yeah.
their knowledge and stuff because they know who I am.
I mean, we just went through so many behind-the-scenes conversations that I'm not even sure that I even ever got to you. I was like, well, she could run all of the training for IT for the whole, of Walfinch. She could do Birdie expert. She could be our CRM expert. What are we making this person do? Because
Yeah.
she's too good. And I think that is so interesting, isn't it? Like to go into something and then to have that caterpillar cocoon butterfly moment. So when did you start Walfinch Swindon?
I kind of went live May 2024.
Yeah.
Didn't really get going in the first kind of 6 months.
Yeah.
Properly kicked off, I think, after the whole rebrand.
Yes. Yeah.
That made such a big difference.
Do you
so,
think so?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
what sort of difference do you think that made?
It just gave an easier approach
Yeah.
to going out and meeting people. So like networking's not something I'd ever really done before.
Yeah.
So it definitely wasn't my strong point. And if you ask Julie, it probably still isn't because I don't do it the way she wants me to do it.
But you're doing it.
I'm doing it. But it just had that angle of being able to go, look, we're doing something for free.
Yeah.
That's going to benefit the community rather than like, give me some work.
Yeah.
I need a client.
Yeah.
Sort of attitude.
Yeah.
So we weren't really selling ourselves in that respect.
I think that's it. And I think also interestingly, like, because you'd then been in the sector for a few years and you saw that so many of our clients required that, right?
Yeah.
This kind of need for more of an active lifestyle and for it to not feel so sedate, I think is just so kind of important in that. And it was interesting to watch you go. And I remember when we first started talking about this. So I'll let you kind of recount the story. So what was going on in your mind and how did it all happen and so on?
In regards
To like
coming
going
on board,
from being,
nothing
coordinator, admin, recruiter,
Well,
the kind of
it is an
ops person
It's
to.
not, it didn't kind of happen in how I thought it was going to happen. I do remember kind of wanting to make a change.
Yeah.
I probably spoke to you a few times about what more I could do.
Yeah.
And I think I casually said something to Amanda, and she was like, "Oh, well, Swindon's available." I was like,
Good
"Oh,
old
yeah,
Amanda.
I could do that."
Yeah.
And, you know, it was probably 5 minutes later. You're on the phone going, "Oh, so you want to buy Swindon, are you?" And then Simon was like, "I hear you buying Swindon." Right, okay.
And 8 minutes later, you sign a franchise
Go
agreement.
home, tell my husband, thinking, "Oh, this will put the stop on it." "Well, you know what you're doing, don't you?" "Oh,
Yeah.
okay then. We'll buy a franchise."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
Go through the whole financial aspect of it, and then, yeah.
And that's been really interesting, hasn't it? Because actually, watching you go from employee to employer has been really interesting, and you know, having the conversations with you about the finances and, well, okay, I think so many people come into business and, or even a franchise, any franchise, and think, well, okay, they don't really kind of have the readily available cash, or they don't sort of do the stuff, but you're there, you've done it, you've got the finance, and you're saying, well, actually, no, yes, I understand that there's a leap of faith in myself for 6 months, a year, or whatever it is, and it's an investment period. I was having I had a meeting with a group of franchisees yesterday, and we were talking about this. And I was like, great, you know, this is the bit, right? It's this £4,000 or £5,000, and this is what we're going to do with that. We're going to paint the town orange, right? You know, and then we're going to, you know, then we're going to see stuff drop in. And it was just interesting, kind of saying, well, okay, we're happy to be super prescriptive, but are you going to do it? Are you going to emotionally tear the check? You know, and you did.
Yeah, it was hard at the start. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I went into it necessarily naively, but probably not knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
And therefore it didn't go quite how I thought it was going to go at the start. But since that turning point, it's like, it's gone.
Yeah. And I remember we sat down,
learn that,
me, John, your husband, you know, and just sort of saying, well, okay, actually, yes, you know, there is this additional funding that's required, and you know, this is kind of what it's going to be used for, and actually you need to kind of spend it, right? You need to kind of go like that.
And for him, I think that was the biggest thing, because he was like, well, if we spend this, and that's it. Yeah. And it was like, well, yeah, I know that's it, but you still have to know that you're going to go back and then come back up.
Well, this is it. And you know, I think the intriguing part is that, and that is where the faith in yourself comes in as well, because actually, you know, I remember a couple of years ago, I was speaking to a franchisee, and they're saying, well, this is how much money I've got, so I can't use that. I was like, well, we can do one of two things here. We can either wait for the money to run out and then you're done, or we invest that money into 1, 2, 3, and then we, you know, and we go through the other side of this, right? And I think that is the thing that is actually really hard to do, because when there's a lump sum of cash and there's a finite amount of it, it means something. I mean, that is really hard, right? Yeah,
and I think that was probably part of the kind of reset at the start of last year. Like, right, we're putting in this bit more cash. That's the last bit of cash, hopefully.
Yeah.
So it's got to work off the back of that.
Yeah.
And it has, thankfully.
So what's been happening since then?
Well, we've grown. We've gone from, well, the start of the year with nothing to over 100 hours now.
Yeah.
Manager, small team of carers, office.
Yeah.
And names getting out there, people are actually starting to call us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is amazing, right?
It's at the start of the year, I'd have been
organically
like, oh
starting to happen, which is phenomenal. And so, where does the future take you? If we sort of fast forward a few years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, what does that look like for you?
Another territory, I think.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go big.
Look at this.
Not old enough to quit yet.
Yeah, come on, let's rock.
No, I quite like the idea of, but I think at that point, hopefully, there'll be someone else a bit more involved.
Yeah.
So I can step back for the kids, but.
I think and that is really important as well. I mean, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine actually last night, and I said, look, you know, one of the tasks I've asked Maxine to do is, okay, on a sheet for Q1, tell me how many school drops and picks I'm going to be around for, you know, percentage-wise. And I was like, because if that number, you know, in EOS terms, if it's below 80, it's not done, right? So I'm like, 80 or above, let's kind of, you know, if that's important to me, let's plan for that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great, you need to work really hard, but also be around for the family, because I think that is the beauty of running your own business, right?
Yeah, and that is definitely a big reason for stepping into it in the first place.
Yeah.
Be around for more for the kids.
Yeah.
They're getting a bit older. I'm not sure they want me around anymore.
Yeah,
But you know,
how
I'm
old are
gonna
they now?
try. 10 and 13.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah,
so
growing
you're
up.
right there, right? I mean, it's a really lovely time
Yeah.
to then say, well, actually, here we go, and you can really invest that time
Yeah.
with them. And what a fun thing, because hopefully, certainly the 13-year-old, I mean, they could be involved in certain parts of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether that's writing the Christmas cards or delivering the Easter
Exactly.
eggs.
I think I might get him doing some AI stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
using
cool.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. But actually, and that's kind of interestingly the future, I suppose, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah. It's
Damn
crazy,
cool.
crazy, but it's
Yeah, and so currently, you know, if you look at the next 12 months, where would you like to be? So you're at about 100 odd hours now, so that's about 10 or 15,000 pounds in revenue per month. So you're just kind of getting going. It's about to start washing its face, and
Yep.
you know, and we're kind of getting into that interesting bit. What does it look like by the next conference for you?
Definitely double.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a minimum. I think I'd be disappointed
Yeah,
if we weren't
easily, right?
easily over that, to be honest, with
Yeah,
the momentum that we've got now.
yeah,
And just keep doing exactly what we were doing last year.
yeah. Fantastic. So, I think you know, one of the things that I'd love to do is grab a coffee with you after this, actually, and just dig into that and say, well, okay, gosh, you know, well, what could you do in the next 90 days that
Yeah.
would really make meaningful impact in your business? Because I think, you know, what I really love to do is work in 90-day segments, because actually it makes everything really bite-sized
Yeah.
and achievable.
Yeah, I think that's probably the problem at the start as well. It was like looking ahead and being like, oh, I need this, I've got to get to this, when do
Yeah.
I get an office?
Yeah,
But you can't look that far ahead.
Yeah.
You've got to break it down a bit smaller, right? Let's get out, meet some people first.
yes,
Find that volunteer group that we did at the start of last year,
yeah.
and then it grows from that.
Yeah. And what do you think has been the single most valuable thing that you've learned or done that has helped your business scale and grow?
The meeting people,
Yeah?
not necessarily the kind of business networking, but a lot of the volunteering that
Yeah.
I've done has made
Yeah.
a really big difference, because it's with people in the sector,
Yes.
and that has just opened so many doors.
That's helped change your kind of
Yeah.
change of positioning. I think that's really interesting. And so meeting people in the sector you think has been
Yeah.
really useful.
Yeah, so the volunteer group that I go to on a Friday is run by carers. By
Is that
private
right?
Carers. Yeah, so we picked up a huge package from that, and we've
Wow.
had more referrals for it as well,
Yeah.
because they know us.
Yes.
So the same for me, if I had something I couldn't take, I could pass it back as well. So
And that's a huge time investment for you as well, right?
yeah,
You know?
it's
And,
not too bad. A couple of hours, make some teas and coffees,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a coffee myself.
But you got to then be bothered to do that. I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. I think a lot
Yeah,
of people.
it's been harder as the years got busier,
Yeah, of
but
course.
trying to stay in touch with them. They run a memory cafe as well, so just trying to touch base at least a couple of times a
Yeah.
month.
And
Makes
so
a
you,
big
you have a Thrive Club?
2 Thrive Clubs.
Well, so first of all, for the listeners that don't know what it is, what is a Thrive Club?
So for us, it's a seated exercise class.
Yeah,
Yeah, both of them are.
and it's free to local
Free
community.
to everybody, yeah. So
Amazing.
we run one, sorry,
Yeah,
up in the area that we're kind of most focused in.
yeah.
And then the other one's
Which is where?
Highway,
Right.
near just Swindon. And then the other one's just in a retirement village, which is great because it's still being built.
Yes.
So
Oh,
every
wow.
time someone moves in, they come along to the class.
Amazing. So what is a retirement village? Which one is it?
Kingsdown Retirement Village, which is just by our office.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that one's growing, really quickly. So.
Super. Okay, so we've got 2 Thrive Clubs, which are free community classes, you know, for everyone, but kind of directed to older people
Yeah.
and getting that, omitting that loneliness, but helping build that muscle mass as well in that time. And so, what have you found has been the value of that? I mean, you know, just for the community, actually.
Well, it's a great unique selling point
Yeah.
for a start to start those conversations, but it just gets people talking
Yeah.
about us. It's got us into some local publications as well.
Yeah.
People have said, "Oh, I've seen your exercise class," and as soon as you say it's free, they're like, "Seriously?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, no, seriously, it's free. You don't have
Wonderful.
to pay anything." So
It's quite amazing, really, isn't
Yeah.
it? And so we've got this relationship with the Royal Osteoporosis Society. So what are you doing with that? Where is your kind of are you raising funds for them? Like what are you doing to support with that.
I think we'd like to do some fundraising this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we've got an organised run that we're about to announce for
about running.
March. Hey, it'll be here. It'll be
Gotta
5K.
walk.
We can
Yeah,
we
it'll
can
be
walk,
fine.
right? We'll
Yeah, I
do
can do
the
that.
we'll sort of walk and make sure everyone's got some coffees and stuff,
Exactly,
right? So
yeah.
along the way. But I think so it'll be an organised movement of 5K.
There we go,
Right.
yep.
You know, so which we're doing at the end of March. So you can be involved in the fundraising aspect of that, which will be cool.
Yeah, no, definitely that's something for us to do. I think to get the carers pushing it out there as well.
Absolutely.
Would be a really
I
big
mean,
thing.
what fun would that be if we could get like a bunch of the Walfinch network here in
Yeah.
March? I mean, you know, even if we've got
Yeah.
a decent percentage of them,
That'd be amazing.
I mean, hell, that'd be a fun night out
Yeah,
afterwards.
it will, exactly.
Everyone,
As long as they come to work on Saturday, it'll be fine.
yeah, exactly. Yes, absolutely. So that's really great because I think that really connects with everything that we're up to with the Thrive Club, and we're talking about activity and the rebrand, you know, having that raw osteoporosis piece of talking bone density and longevity. I
Yeah.
mean, that's really interesting, I think, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. And so, Sarah, one of the things that I'd love to ask you about is that you have worked in the care sector, outside of the care sector. You've worked as an admin person, coordinator, recruiter, and so on. If I was a care worker, why would I want to come and work for you? Your branch specifically.
I think having done all those roles, there's a lot of empathy there, especially with the coordination.
Yeah.
I know how annoying it can be if you've got too much travel,
Yeah.
you've not got your shifts, all that sort of stuff. So I think just having that greater understanding
Yeah.
of what the care is going through,
Amazing.
having had to do some care myself as well, that definitely helps.
Yeah, and you can really put yourself in their shoes.
You really know what's going on.
Yeah. So Sarah, if I was looking for care for a loved one, why would I come to Walfinch Swindon as opposed to any other business in the area?
I think for our Thrive clubs, as much as anything, people always say when they call up, my mum or dad, they're a bit lonely, they're not getting out as much.
Yeah.
So instantly it's a reason to get
Yeah.
them out of the house. 'Cause
Yeah.
you come across a lot of people who don't want to leave the house because
Yes.
they are lonely, they've got used to it. But having something that they can actually go and do, and there's other people there as well,
Yeah.
just, I think really sets us apart in that respect.
Wow.
And for the carers as well, they can get involved, they can help run the classes.
Yeah.
So it's good for them from that perspective too.
I think that's really great because I think, you know, when we start talking about time to thrive as our kind of rally cry, it's, you know, this is it. You're living that, right? You know, it's not just surviving in older age.
No.
It is thriving. It is activity, you know, and I think when often I'm asked that same question as, you know, why Walfinch? And I'm like, well, because Walfinch is the only home care brand that actively champions, that champions an active lifestyle.
Yeah.
Actively.
Yeah.
Lots of activity there.
Lots of activity.
And you know, you think, well, because that really is meaningful, and I think that
Yeah.
is home care of the future
Yeah.
as well. And I think, you know, even if an activity could be anything, right? Activity could
Yeah.
be sitting up and reading a book.
Yep.
Because actually, that is the mobility that I have. It could be playing Scrabble. It could be walking to the loo. It could be going to the Thrive Club.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be a seated exercise Thrive Club. It can be art,
Yeah.
crafts,
Yeah.
just playing games, just chatting to
Yeah.
other people. That you're just getting out, which a lot of people don't do.
And the way I usually end these podcasts is by asking the question of, if you were advising the listeners on one thing that they can do that will help them get to their next million or add their first million on their business, and this might be something that you're thinking about yourself, what would that be? One piece of advice.
Take the time to listen,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Listen to what other people want rather than going in with, this is what I want, this is
Yeah.
what I need.
Yeah.
How can I help someone else? Because 9 times out of 10, they can then help you,
Amazing.
I'd say.
Great. Thank you so much.
High five.
Love this. It's time to thrive. Amazing. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Walking with Walfinch. Until next time.